Hey guys, I just wanted to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're getting to spend it with someone special, whether it be a person or a miniature or a game. Whatever it is, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Now let's get on to this week's Warhammer news. There wasn't a huge amount of news this week, especially not for 40k. We got a fair amount of Age of Sigmar, but not too much 40k, except for a little bit of a preview of the Drukhari, which is going to be the next codex coming out now that the Dark Angels is out. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm assuming either maybe the end of this month, maybe next month, who knows? The delays, I don't know where they're going. But we got a preview to sort of entice us to what they're looking like rules-wise, and they showed us the Kabalite Warriors, which have had some changes. They are also a 7-inch movement now, much like their Incubi counterparts that they showed us, I think I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Actually, it's more than a couple weeks ago. I feel like it was almost a month ago or something. So the 7-inch movement, that's awesome. They're getting 2 attacks now, which is great. And they've had an increased saving throw of, well, it's not really increased, I guess it's technically decreased. It's a better saving throw. They got a 4-up saving throw as opposed to their previous 5-up. I like it, they're seeming cool. They also showed us a change to one of their guns, the Splinter Cannon. Now, this is an interesting change because in my experience with the Drukhari, they're supposed to be fast, kind of always on the move types of armies, and they gave them a heavy 3 weapon now, as opposed to what it used to be, which was a rapid fire 3. I don't quite understand that. I guess the Kabalite Warriors are designed to sort of sit in the back line, be your objective holding units, where everything else is moving forward and everything, but I don't know, it just seems weird. Now, the benefit that you do get with this heavy 3 change is the fact that you also get a -1 AP, which is nice, and it's a flat 2 damage, which is fantastic for fighting all of those Space Marines now that they've all gone up to 2 wounds. My Death Guard, however, say, ha, we still reduce it to 1. So, But I'm finding it very interesting. I want to know if there's going to end up being an ability or a special rule for them or a stratagem that's very inexpensive, like 1 CP or something, that allows them to double tap the gun if they don't move. I think that would be interesting and sort of then play on, well, they're supposed to be speedy, but when they don't, they just are really fast at reloading their gun and can fire twice at you. That I think would be kind of neat. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something like that already in the codex that allows them to do that, but if it's not, I hope to see that on this data sheet in the future, because I think it would just be a nice added benefit to them.
Oh, hey, didn't see you guys there. Well, while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.
Next, let's talk about the rumor engine, because they previewed a very close-up of a couple of miniature pieces, basically teasing some upcoming lines, and I wanted to discuss them a little bit because the Necromunda one looks interesting because it looks like they're going to be adding ecclesiarchy units into the game, because there's definitely a guy holding a book of some variety. There's a servo skull, which always makes me think Inquisitor or ecclesiarchy or something like that, and then the weapons definitely feel like they're going to be that. So I'm excited for whatever that's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be somehow, I wonder if it's gonna be somehow tied to Sisters of Battle or maybe something that could be used in that army, because I know there's a little bit of crossover in the Warhammer Necromunda world. So that would be very interesting to me. I'm very excited about it now the more that I actually think about it. But that wasn't the only thing that they previewed. They also showed what looks like an Oger head on a spike or something. And this definitely makes me think Age of Sigmar for sure, possibly maybe the Giants, because I don't know what else would be able to easily kill. I guess maybe it could be chaos, but I feel like they just did a bunch of chaos, and we'll get to that actually. So I feel like maybe we're leaning towards Giants with that one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember a little while ago when GW previewed all of those absolutely stunning Hedonite of Slaanesh models, including Sigvald? Well, they're up for pre-order now, and I went ahead and pre-ordered the Sigvald miniature, which I am absolutely going to be painting on this channel because he is just absolutely magnificent. I must paint him. I keep thinking he's gonna end up being way bigger than he is. I keep imagining him being the Void Dragon size or something like that, but I actually think he's more gonna be like a demon prince size, because he is a demon prince essentially, from my understanding. So I'm very excited for that. There's a whole bunch of actual like miniatures from that line that I'm very interested in, because I really like the Slaanesh demons. They tend to lean very goat themed, and I like that. It just appeals to me a lot. If I wasn't doing Death Guard, honestly, I probably would be playing Emperor's Children if they had like an actual codex and rules or something like that, because they're just so pretty. But it's okay, I have the Hedonites of Slaanesh for that for now. They can supplement my Emperor's Children desires, and Sigvald really fits that. Who knows, maybe I'll end up using him as a demon prince for an Emperor's Children list down the line. But look forward to that. Let me know also if you guys are picking any of that up, because I know a lot of you might play Age of Sigmar, or 40k. I want to know how many of you guys actually play Age of Sigmar, because it's not one that I've played a huge amount of, but I'm growing more and more interested in the game, honestly. They have a lot of really gorgeous miniatures out there, and they're just, I don't know if I want to play, but I definitely want to keep painting them because they're just magnificent. And speaking of actually magnificent miniatures that are also up for pre-order right now, not only do we have all of the Hedonite of Slaanesh stuff, but we also have the battle tome for the Daughters of Khaine, and I think the Hedonites are getting one as well. And we have those really cool spells that are coming out. And I'm going to be having a poll later in the community tab, because I want to be painting one for the channel, but again, I'm kind of having a hard time deciding which one, so make sure to check that out and help me make a decision. Last but not least this week, we got a preview for Cursed City, and I'm very excited. It's another hero. So we got, and I'm gonna make sure I'm pronouncing this name correctly, I'm gonna look at my notes for a second. Qualthus the Exile is what her name is. She is an elf, and she definitely has wood elf vibes, which makes sense because if you look at her lore description and everything, she's from an area that is only known by the Sylvanth, which I believe is all the tree people. So that's really cool. I'm super into this game. I'm wondering if it's designed, like if it's going to be coming out closer to the summertime, or if they're actually going to be doing a spring release for it, because they've been doing these previews each week. There's 13 miniatures that they're showing. I'm assuming that they are going to be showing additional stuff, like maybe rules or a scenario or something like that later on before they actually announce the pre-order for the game. But I just really want to know when it's coming out, because the minis continue to be like really cool. She is interesting because she's not as grimdark as, or gothic really, as some of the other characters that we've seen so far, especially in comparison to the villain characters. But even compared to the witch hunter that we got before, she is a lot brighter, a lot, I mean, again, she's a wood elf, and she has that sort of vibe. And I really like the juxtaposition that they have of her artwork over what we've seen so far. I'm very curious to see what some of the other heroes are going to be. So far, the game feels like it's leaning very heavily on some of the archetypes that you would play in, say, Vermintide. And so for that, I'm wondering if we're gonna end up getting a Bright Wizard as one of the hero characters, which makes sense because I think you got, in Blackstone Fortress, there's some character that also has like a flame thing, so they tend to lean towards the fire mages, or some sort of fire component with their game. So I expect a Bright Wizard, and then I'm wondering what we're gonna get for the tank. I desperately want it to be a Reiksguard Knight. I would love for him to be on an actual horse, but I don't think that's going to happen because it's a board game and they probably want to keep him lower to the ground and everything, and scale-wise that would make him huge. Maybe one of the future boxes, because I assume there'll be expansions. But I'm very hyped for this game. I want a Reiksguard Knight or some sort of knight equivalent. I want a big, chonky, thick boy, basically, for one of the other characters in there. Obviously, we're going to have a whole bunch. I'm just so hyped. I can't wait for this game to come out. I want more information sooner, but I know that's not actually possible. Right now, they're giving us the slow tease because it's going to be a while for the game to be out. In the meantime, though, I have plenty of other board games to play. Speaking of which, because we're at the end of the video and everything, let's go ahead and plug Monday's video, because you see, I do like board games a lot, and I'm very into them, in fact. And Monday's video is going to be me talking about my top 5 favorite board games. So make sure to check that out on Monday. And in the meantime, if you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, share the video with your friends, family, and enemies. And Again, I hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day. I've been Angela, you've been watching Hobby Night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow and next week for some more news.